Hey guys, welcome back. We are here in Starfield, coming back from getting those
Greetings,
now
citizen. Welcome to the
Terramorph
UC.
samples, and we suspect this dude is responsible for it.
Well, when I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian, did you find what you... Good news then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might. Perhaps I can convince you to keep... Of course. Do I? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you... You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a... Now, being as clever as you are... You can be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did, but we were at war. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport and sealing away Easy to say now, but at the time, I didn't know the Lazarus plant couldn't be plucked from the ground and used to cause even more death. I wasn't going to allow another dangerous variable to be added. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by... No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. I become a trusted advisor, having found cut, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades... Captain, please. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure you're an Hadrian. And look at the results. I know for a fact. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the vet, with only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. I'm simply looking... And let's not forget the important... Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. I'm simply requesting one. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. That is a pity, Captain. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here.
Well then,
Perfect timing. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aciles are both as...
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal. I already sent along info to the cab. So what about your end? Did my father tell you what he knew about... I knew it. The Why? Did he say why he did it? It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him. Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't... Exactly. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Unless there was more to... This might be our last opportunity to talk things.
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned...
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Aciles aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though, is, given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does. And here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we... But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems... is what I'm reading here.
My God.
An attack? Using...
You will all receive a full briefing. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit...
Orlays? It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna...
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sanan has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to...
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vayvictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. It's well past due. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I'm glad you think so. So then, the Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would...
And fast results always lead to the best.
As you can see, there remains debate among... Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this...
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The Science Division is in full agreement.
And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive. You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Well then. Oh, that was an interesting one.
Hope you're fine. If you don't see what you want, feel free to... Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for coming in.
need something? How's it going?
Don't talk to me. Oh, what?
All is well, Captain.
The real
What's
question
the
is,
good word,
where did they
Chief?
put the armory? Sounds like it's outside. You tell me they didn't put the armory on the roof. Because I just know some idiot put the armory on the roof.
Terramorphs. Giant carapace.
We're asking everyone to take care of any leeches on their ships. We don't want any Terramorphs storming
No
through.
heat leech.
Sure, have at it.
City. Understood.
Understood.
All right. Let's get at it then.
Howdy, Skipper.
That's what I'm talking about. Pull everything.
Welcome aboard the U. Did you have any questions? Understood? So, you're the vanguard that took down that terramorph on Tau City. You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it. Damn. That must have been one hell of a firefight. I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Akande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Excuse me. Hey.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe Kande, UC System. Glad to have you aboard. I was beginning to think you were having second thoughts about Commander Tuala's offer. It appears he's certainly picked... So, now that you're part of the team, allow me to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDef's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. Which is precisely why we're taking a more clandestine approach. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and... Good. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to dupe. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. Eager to get going? Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down. I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control. To put it simply, you can't go into every situation with guns blazing. Think before you act. Calculate what you're doing and pull the trigger only when it's absolutely necessary. At the end of the day, your primary goal is taking down the Crimson Fleet. That's the greater good. That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. You have your orders.
Yes?
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood? Well, you better. Commander Akande's entire I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard. Yes, of course. I'm sorry if I brought up any painful memories.
Oh, hush.
Oh, one last thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts. It's not generous, it's motivational. All right, we've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden, and with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed. We'll be here if you need us.
Yes.
So they could just casually put freaking contraband on my ship and expect me to fly to a city? Really? Hold on, I probably need to change out of my UC clothes, eh? They might know I'm undercover, just a little bit.
Everything looks good at my station.
Oh, hush. Been a while since I wore this outfit. Not really a while, but feels like it.
Keep your eyes peeled for signs of trouble.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy. And by sensitive, I'm guessing you mean something you don't want UC security sticking their noses into. I can probably help you with that. What have you got for me? Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got? All I'm going to point at is the ceiling, with my middle finger. Get that stuff out of here before UC security catches on. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might... You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you. There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brains. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
This life ain't easy, but...
Unless you're here to serve me another drink. Hey, why don't you say that a little loud? If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something. Yeah, well, she's... Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. You probably spent it all on booze. Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you... Don't worry, you can't miss him.
Hey there.
Something I can help you with? Adler Kemp. Adler, you said? Look. Hey now. Take... Oh! Wait. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. Look, I haven't got a single... What? No way! Yeah, sure. How dare you? I know, Atlas. If I give you the last of... Yeah, it's a lousy company. It pays me a salary, but I depend... Yeah, no!
Run away! Stand down now, or you will be destroyed. I am engaging the enemy.
Locals tend to stay out of trouble.
Sometimes I wish I'd taken it easy.
Have something for me? There, would you look at that? He going to be a problem? Nice. Nice! You know, you think... No. If you want to join up with us, you have to push So can you... All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Neva Mora. She's second. Head out to Europa. You'll find her. Oh, and I've taken care of... There is no
wars, but still need to be prepared.
I'm saying I don't know if any of us are. I mean, I heard they used to make you serve 15 lines.
You never know where you'll be sent out.
Ship called the Rygana. Jumping in on board that ship, you'll find it's done. Head back here when you finish.
Not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted our cargo, I guess I should just stop talking and let you... That is true. Now, do you mind... You really do not know which one of us is... And you do not seem to care. Okay, I have idea. We can strike, then, when we dock... That is fair. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
If you ever get to the key, you better sleep with one eye open and two pistols loaded.
I thought we were dead. Can't be.
Hello, Captain.
objective.
Hey, can you like stop shooting me for 2 seconds? And then powered up my shields. I'm trying to blast one out of the sky.
Taught you something. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an... You better stow that crap before you... Now that you know the deal, it's time... I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Head out there as soon as you can. While we scan for contraband. Scan complete. Welcome to Mars. You're a clear delivery.
So as I was saying, now that that's done, we can actually get on with this quest line like last time. Last universe or galaxy, whatever you want to call it, we had to we just didn't complete it. So this time around, I intend on completing it and seeing what's up. Seems like a cool quest line. Anyways, but it's gonna do it for this episode. I will catch y'all in the next one.